Good afternoon, I'm Agnes Wu and you are watching MediaPlex Live at 1. The coronavirus has been declared a global health emergency by the World Health Organization, and estimated 10,000 people are infected worldwide. The first case of person-to-person transmission in the US has confirmed yesterday in Chicago. Today, the UK confirmed its first 2 cases. Meanwhile, in Canada, 3 coronavirus cases has been confirmed. This morning, the first Canadian suffering from the illness was discharged from the Sunnybrook Health Center in Toronto. There have also been reports from the risk acts and comments on social media directed at people of Asian descent. Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, Dr. Teresa Tam, came out on Twitter and called those unacceptable and very hurtful. Dr. Tam says it will likely take at least 1 year before a vaccine has developed. Earlier today, Stephen Irwin, spokesperson for Windsor Regional Hospital, joined us at the MediaPlex to take more about the coronavirus.
Okay, so there have been cases of coronavirus confirmed in Canada. What information do you have about these cases?
So for Windsor Regional Hospital locally, we're obviously in contact with Ontario Ministry of Health officials, the World Health Organization, others, make sure we have the latest information, that we're informing our staff of what's going on, and that we're prepared in case there are cases that do show up to our hospital in Windsor. To this date, that hasn't happened, but we have to remain vigilant and diligent in our processes.
How likely do you think this virus is to reach Windsor region?
You know, I've been told by authorities it's very low at this point, which is a good thing. We know that there's been a lot of containment to that region of China. We understand that there is some concern about cases around the world. The good thing I can say is that we haven't had those cases. With any flu virus, you react to it the same way, right? we're all concerned about catching anything, and that makes us sick. In this case, it's no different from a lot of flus, where if you are in a physical condition yourself, your medical history where you're vulnerable to flu, maybe your white blood cell count is low, your ability to fight off infections is low, those are the people we would be most concerned about. But at this point, because we don't have a reported case locally, we just tell people, treat it like a normal flu, right? If you're concerned and you're concerned about your own health, see a healthcare practitioner, come to the hospital if absolutely necessary.
What are the plans of the city to mitigate this virus from spreading?
So for the hospital perspective, if someone came in and they're presenting with symptoms that are consistent with this virus, plus they have a recent travel history to that part of the world, or has been around someone who has, someone who shares a flight, for example, we have an ability to isolate that patient. We have protective equipment that our staff can wear. Those are the masks, the gowns, gloves in some cases, just to protect themselves against any virus that could be spread.
Thank you so much for coming.
Beer Let's Talk Day was buzzing again on Wednesday, January 30 across the world. Here in Windsor, Liam Adam was at the university to hear the students' conversation about the mental health.
Bell Let's Talk Day is a mental health awareness campaign raising money through social media shares and views. Many Canadians took to Twitter to express their solidarity. Students at 231 post-secondary institutions discussed mental health and learned more about what supports are available to them. The University of Windsor took part in the cause by hosting many events throughout this past week through their Revive and Thrive movement. Janessa Shaw, a University of Windsor student in psychology and a wellness initiative assistant, helped organize and run the events.
So this week we're encouraging them to explore the 5 ways to end stigma, educating themselves, being kind to themselves and to other people. Language matters, so being mindful of the language that they're using when they're talking about mental health, talking about it, so breaking that stigma, sharing their experiencing, encouraging others to share too, and also listening and asking. So taking that time to ask other people how they're doing, really listening to other people and learning from their experiences. And we're hoping that we're starting the conversation this week, but we'll keep that conversation going throughout the rest of the year.
More than $108 million has been raised by Bell over the last 10 years towards combating the stigma of mental health and to continue the conversation. If you or anyone you know is battling mental illness, please seek help from these resources listed. For MediaPlex News, I'm Liam Adams.
On subject of the mental health, it's the one-year anniversary of the Windsor's mobile outreach, and the support team, Madeline Bazak, tell us why they have many reasons to celebrate.
As most people head home after the workday, Windsor's mobile outreach team is just getting started. 5 nights a week, a van travels across the city and opens its doors to those experiencing homelessness, mental health issues, and addiction. As part of the City of Windsor's budget approval on Monday, the outreach team will receive an additional $70,000, which will allow them to add a 4th member to the team.
It's been a great expansion, much needed in our community right now with the housing crisis and homeless population in Windsor-Essex.
The program is a collaboration between Family Services Windsor-Essex, Assisted Living Southwestern Ontario, the Canadian Mental Health Association, and Hotel Dieu Grace Hospital.
You guys do this every night or just a week?
Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. They might want to extend it to weekends. Having the van be mobile and hitting different areas that we've targeted as like high traffic is important, and having the ability to be after hours is good, because if we can't connect with people during the daytime, we're missing a huge target of people, and they might fall through the cracks.
On any given night, the team can be found handing out socks and snacks, providing medical care, and referring visitors to other community services. For some, it's about seeing a friendly face and finding connection.
I know a lot of people, when you're down and out, you're hesitant about asking for help. So I mean, it's nice to have this van. Like, people come out, talk. A small conversation with somebody can make their day, their week. You have no idea what someone's going through.
Looking ahead, the team hopes to extend their hours and operate 7 days a week. For MediaPlex News, I'm Madeline Mazak.
Fodor visited the Windsor area 2 weeks ago, and among the tourist announcements that day was a commitment to wide Highway 3 to 4 line between Essex and Leamington. Telestan looked into how Windsor Essex residents can support this expansion.
The planned expansion of 2 lanes to 4 lanes is going to be from here in Essex, where Highway 3 meets County Road 8, to here in Leamington, approximately 26 kilometers away, where Highway 3 meets Highway 77. For daily commuters like Marissa Wingerden, who drives from Kingsville to Windsor, she knows how dangerous a 2-lane highway can be.
I find as soon as you get to the widened area of number 3, traffic runs so much smoother. It feels less dangerous because there's less people weaving in and out of cars constantly. I think an expansion would be a huge problem solver.
OPP Constable Jim Root believes that the expansion may or may not reduce accidents along Highway 3. Ultimately, driving safely is the solution.
Regardless of the roadway that people drive on, it comes down to people abiding by traffic rules, the speed limit, and being aware of the surroundings.
The government survey covers public transportation, infrastructure, upkeep and repair, and other region-specific projects, but there is no direct mention of the highway expansion. The survey will be online until March 17th this year and can be accessed by Googling Connecting Southwestern Ontario Survey. This is your opportunity to have your voice heard. For MediaPlex News, I'm Tyler Stein.
The Greater Essex Country District School Board and Elementary Teachers Federations of Ontario are planning more strikes after this week, amid contact negotiations. A province-wide one-day strike has been scheduled for Thursday, February 6. The following day, there will be an additional one-day strike on schools Essex Country. Families can check the publicboard.ca for the latest updates on strike and contact talks. The Kathleen Burdett Bone Marrow Association is holding another Get Sweated event on February 8th at the Canadian Broad Service. This is in part to help find a stem cell donor of a local 18-month-old civilian. A Q-tip is used to collect DNA, and the donors join a worldwide bone marrow registry. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Agnes Wu, and you have been watching MediaPlex Live at 1.